Alrighty. Hello and welcome to I think day 18, 17, one of the one of those 2 days of the coding process. And today we're starting a new project. We are going to put a ball on here. And it's like a marble, it reminds me of marbles type game, and we're gonna try and get the balls off. I don't know exactly how much progress we're going to make today in it, but we'll see. All right, so the first thing we need to do is create a 3D object and make it a sphere. It is our player, so we are going to want to name it as player, and then I should probably capitalize the P just because. And then we are going to want to reset its position to 0, 0 because it's better that way. Now, if we look at it, looks all good, but we do want it to be a bit bigger because it is a bit small. So we'll just go ahead and make it 1.5 bigger in every way, and then pick it up a bit. Now we are going to add a rigid body to it. Awesome, I already have it typed out so that it can use gravity. And one more thing we have to do, we have to give it a texture. Oh, I don't know what any of these textures look like. So we're gonna find out. Kinda wish I could just drag it onto it and it would like show me what it looks like before I let it on there, but it doesn't really matter. So far, none of these really look cool. Yeah, I think I'll go with this one. This one looks the coolest out of them, but it still doesn't look very cool. All right, well, that was the first thing we're supposed to do. Let me go find out what I need to do next. Alrighty. So the next thing we are going to have to do is create a way to make this camera rotate around this little island. So what we're going to want to do is create an empty object and call it focal point. I don't want space. Actually, I might as well. Point. That says focal point. Point. That's probably spelled right. I don't know. We got focal point, and now we want to drag the main camera into it. And if you're wondering why I do that, now I forgot to reset the position of it. You also want to reset the position of the. Okay, we're gonna want to unlink the camera from it. You want to reset the position of the focal point, the camera not in it, so that it's at 0, 0. Now you drag the camera in it. And then, now whenever I rotate the focal point, if I switch to rotation mode, the camera also rotates, which is pretty cool. And now we need to right click our assets, create a folder, call it scripts, and then right click scripts, create a C# script, and call it rotation. That's probably spelled right. Then we drag camera rotation. Okay, it's going to load. And then we drag camera rotation into the focal point. And now I'll check to make sure it's in there, and it is, and I think I spelled camera wrong. It does not really matter. And now, well, now I go find out what I got to put in this script. So see you in a minute. Alrighty. Now we are in the camera rotation script, and I actually spelled camera right, even though it looks like I spelled it wrong. But we are going to want to make the camera rotate. So we are going to go ahead and type transform. No, it's not a capital T. We don't want a capital T. Transform dot rotate. We want vector 3, vector 3 dot up, and then comma, I'm pretty sure. Yep, comma. And then it's going to be horizontal input. And at the moment, horizontal input does not exist, but that doesn't matter. And then we are also going to times it by, not times up delta, times rotation speed. Not speed, or speed. And then yet again, now times time dot delta. And horizontal input and rotation speed do not exist, so we better make those exist. Now we will make a public float and call it speed. And there we go. Give it absolutely no value, so we can just assign it in the game. And then horizontal input is a little bit more code to remember. I'm pretty sure it starts with horizontal. No, it starts with float. And then it's horizontal input. There we go. Now it exists. And we need to do equals input dot get axis. And if you are lost, do not worry. So am I, and I'm the one typing it. And then we are going to type for not capital. Actually, wait, no, it doesn't need to be capital. For is tell. There we go. I put a plus sign instead of an equal sign. Why didn't one of you guys say something? Jeez. It's like I can't hear you or something. All right, so what all this code does is first, this just makes rotation speed a thing. Second, this is accessing like the Unity's like built-in horizontal input stuff, so I can use A and D or the arrow keys to turn. And this is taking those inputs and making it turn. And time.delta is a whole different thing, but it makes it run at a smoother time across all frame rates, I think. Now we're just going to go ahead and play it. And hopefully, if you look down here in the game view, hopefully nothing is happening. That's not what we want. What if we look at the focal point? Is it? Oh, I forgot to add a rotation speed. So we will add 50. And now if I go ahead and play it, I should be able to. Yep, I can turn it. It seems to be reversed, though. I don't know if there's anything I can do about that, but when I press the D key, it does this, which I feel like is the wrong way. I don't know. Actually, I kind of think that's the right way. It doesn't matter. Time to find out what I need to add next. Alrighty, so this time, I am not supposed to be in this script. Whoops. This time we are creating another C# script, but this one is going to be called Layer Controller. Layer Controller. We will drag it into Apparently nothing. Did we accidentally put this in the mist? No. Did we put it in the directional light? No. The sky dome? No. Okay, I just had to make sure I didn't put in anything. Now, player controller into the player. I will just go ahead and make sure it's in there, and it is. Now, give me 1 moment to open it. That opened instantly. I was expecting it to have to load. There was absolutely no reason for me to pause the recording. Um, this time we are going to start identifying, making some of these things up here. I'm pretty sure they're called variables. I can't remember. We are going to start with, call it make private rigid body. Rigid. We are going to call it layer RB, because that's what I've called every single other rigid body. Now, we don't need that. We need a public. That's not how you spell public. Public float. And this one is speed. And we will just go ahead and assign this one a value to start off with so that we do not forget again. Now, you're going to type layer RB equals get component rigid body. Yes. And what this is now it is accessing the rigid body that the player has. And now in the update method, we need to basically do what we did in here. Right here, I could just copy this. Right here, get that, except change it word input and change this word to vertical. That just saves me a little bit of typing. And if you don't remember what this does, this just like gets the controls. And if you don't know what a rigid body is, I don't know how to explain that, so look it up. Sorry. Now we are going to want to do layer RB dot add force, add explosion force. I kind of want to see what that would do. Add force vector 3. I forgot to capitalize the V. I keep capitalizing things that shouldn't be capitalized and not capitalizing things that should be. Now forward word. Okay, I spelled that wrong from the beginning. All right, forward and then times speed and times for what? Whoops. Word. I forgot to put input, but I want to put input forward. Input forward in input. There we go. Now it should work. Nope, there's an error. I forgot to add this thingy right here. You have to add those to end. So what this is doing is it is adding a force to our player, specifically its rigid body, and it is multiplying that force by speed. So whatever value we set speed by, and the forward input is our controls, what allows us to control it. Now, I think if it went right, I should be able to control this ball. I cannot control its side to side movement, but I'm pretty sure that's a game design. Maybe not. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to be able to make it go forward like this, but we must not have added that yet. Or I did something wrong. I guess I'll find out. On to the next thing. Alrighty. So, I'm going to first demonstrate what I am going to talk about. if you look down here in the game view, this lower screen, I will make it a little bit bigger. When we rotate it, the ball will still continue to just go back and forth on that one axis, no matter which way we rotate it. So we're going to fix that. That's really all I had to say. So we're going to fix that by adding a way for it to access our focal point, because the focal point rotates the camera, and so whichever way the focal point is facing is what we're going to want the ball to be facing. All right, or our player, I guess. So we are going to make private team object, call it focal, just to fusion, focal, Jesus, point, focal point. There we go. And then we are going to find the game object. Just like we found our rig body, we are going to go focal point equals, that's sort of what we want, but oh wait, that's not what we want at all. Actually, because we don't want to get component, we are equal game object, actually, game object, and then dot find we need, oops, find, we need these guys, and then the string name, which we put in these, and I think it was called just focal point. That is point. Point. Jeez, I really need to go to spell school or something. All right. I am going to go ahead and check if that is actually what we called it. Focal point. Yes, it is. Because not even, like, even if you just have, like, one capital letter, like, if I capitalize this O, it would not work. It needs to be exactly the right word. All right. So now we can go ahead and get rid of this vector3.forward and put focal point. I think it's dot transform, right? Dot transform dot forward, I think. And what that does is now, instead of getting the vector3, which is just going to send it forward on its own axis, it is now going to send it forward on focal point's axis, I think. Don't quote me on that, though, because I am not a professional. I am still very much a beginner. Now, shall try. All right, if we rotate it forward and back, it can do that. But now if I turn, it rotates it. That's what we were looking for. Yeah. All right. Oh, there it goes. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all for this lesson. Just give me one moment. Alrighty. I was indeed correct. That is it for that lesson. So that means that it should be it for this video, but I think that the length of the video looks better if it's at 20 minutes, so I'm just going to extend the video by talking random stuff. I never really mentioned it, but there are cloud particles around this little map. And I died. There are little cloud particles around here, as you can see, which are supposed to act as clouds or fog because this is a floating island. And yeah, you can leave if you want, but next time I will be adding enemies that chase me down. So yeah, see you then. It's still not at 20 minutes. I'm just going to sit here for the next 15 seconds. Why are you still here? Goodbye.